A lot of friends ask me, you work in AI and social media. Why do you seem so inactive on social media? Do you even look at social media at all? First of all, what I want to tell everyone is actually, before 2020, I personally was very resistant to social media because I felt it was a waste of time. Watching other people's stories had nothing to do with me. What really matters is how I can develop myself and take good care of my family. The turning point came in 2020. I have a very good friend who is an executive coach, someone very close to me. Of course, he has also given me a lot of sincere advice in my career. I'm very grateful to him, though I won't disclose his name here. Around 2020, he told me that he was suffering from depression. I wondered, how could such a cheerful person get depression? Later, he explained to me something called social media depression. So what is social media depression? It's when you see your friends around you traveling, eating delicious food, showing off their new houses and cars, just showing off all kinds of things. And then, looking at himself, he was still struggling in life. So because of this, he developed depression. He wondered, why is everyone else living such a good life while mine is so difficult? At that time, I had the same question because I wondered why everyone has to put these things on social media, including myself. I used to do it for a while too, because I felt it was really satisfying to attract so much attention. It felt great to have so many people interested in my life. I thought how impressive I must be. After having this conversation with him, I realized that actually we all have a certain mentality, which is so if others have something, then I have to have it too. But when this Jones effect is infinitely amplified on social media, it creates a psychological burden for many people. This burden is the feeling of, why am I not as good as others no matter how hard I try? Why can others do it, but I can't? Why am I not allowed to have what they have? When this kind of mentality of comparison, of course, this kind of mentality will erode or even strip away a lot of your abilities. Why is that? Because each of us has limited energy, and when you spend all day thinking about those things, your energy naturally decreases. When your energy is low, you become very negative about everything you do. At work, you might think, this job doesn't make that much money. Why are others so successful? How can they accomplish so much? Over time, this will start to affect some of your behaviors, such as not liking your current job, not liking who you are now, and developing a lot of self-doubt. Later on, if you notice, after 2020, people started using social media even more. Why? Because everyone was in lockdown, couldn't go out, and had to stay at home. The only way to get information from the outside world within your own circle was through social media. At this point, you'll notice that social media usage grew extremely rapidly. And during this time, there were also many stories of people getting rich. Many people made a lot of money during this period, whether it was through online operations, live stream selling, or other means. But then, in the past 2 years, you may have noticed that things started to fall apart. Whether it was back then, certain celebrities endorsing beauty and health products, or certain female celebrities, or celebrities who bought houses for others, basically those who made money selling skincare products. Or something like Brothers or everyone like that. Let's start. People are paying more attention to the news of their building collapse. At this point, people's mentality changes. They're thinking, let's see when you collapse. It's actually quite interesting that everyone has this spectator mentality, which is why I said I don't like social media. Until then, about 3 years ago. I discovered this after I got involved with AI. This social media, it gave me a lot of different ways of thinking. These emerging generations, like the post-90s and post-2000s, acquire knowledge very quickly through social media. Even when I was writing my thesis, I could find a lot of relevant content, and many YouTube videos were really inspiring for me. At this point, I went from being skeptical to feeling repulsed, then to becoming curious. We started to study when this information is actually useful, when it's just nonsense, and when it actually creates wealth. This has also been a learning process for me. So to answer the question everyone asks me, do I actually use so much social media? I do, but I usually limit myself to just 1 to 2 hours a day, never more than that. and within those 2 hours, I use it selectively. When I browse social media, I categorize it into several types. One type is knowledge based. For knowledge based content, I use a specific app. If you're interested, you can message me privately and I'll tell you which app it is. For example, if I see a good menu, I'll save it to my app under menus. If I come across a useful AI tool or some good code, I'll organize that knowledge and information as well. At the same time, I also observe the trending threads. For example, today I accidentally came across a video about ants moving house. And after that, I kept getting recommended more ant moving videos. So I switched to another account. And on that account, I started watching ghost stories. Then I kept getting recommended ghost stories. Through this, I wanted to see how their algorithm and traffic flow are built so I could understand how things work for everyone about these shoppers. On this intricate path of reverse engineering, in the very end, I also find myself watching some truly nonsensical content. Why, you might ask? Whether it's engaging web dramas, genuinely funny things, or captivating content with an unexpected twist, this particular kind of seemingly nonsensical material often gives people not exactly a harmful poison, but rather, more accurately, a comforting and effective placebo effect. Why is life so hard? Well, you have to make money, support your family, take care of your elders, and go through a lot of unhappy things. So when you finally have some time to yourself, you realize why things like Candy Crush and those nonsensical compilations were so popular. Because you have a little bit of time just for yourself to completely relax. No one bothers you, you don't have to think, and you don't have to focus on being yourself. Earlier, I also mentioned what we really lack. You are being you. So these are my overall thoughts on social media. Of course, now that I'm doing more in depth research, whether it's on AI or social media, it's about how we can gain greater benefits from them, how we can expand our businesses, our pensions, and our personal abilities from a single point to a broader scale. I hope this information can also help many friends who are interested in these topics. As I always say, even though I'm currently pursuing a PhD, but I still feel that I know nothing. So I hope everyone can join this journey of learning together in Chinese. I'll see you next time. Welcome back.